Girl, I'm here to do the Love and Marriage Huntsville episode, and it should have been called Messy Tiff. Is y'all ready to talk about it? Cue the music.
Oh yes, bitches and hoes. I'm back.
I drop a player like it's nothing, it ain't working out. Now no debate up for discussion, bitch, I'm walking out. My time is money, I ain't loving, let you toast it out. Flip my weave and walk it out. Look how I just bossed it out. Now come on baby, why you bugging? We can't talk it out. I keeps it moving, I ain't tripping, lost another spouse. I'm just a boss, it's in my blood, no I won't scream or shout. Grabbing my keys.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Voodoo back with another video, and we doing Love and Marriage Huntsville review. I think it's season 6, episode 7. I don't know the name of it, but we just gonna say Messy Tiff. And I ain't got a lot of time, so let's get right into the episode. So the episode opens up. Martell goes to look at a venue because he's on the cover of this magazine, Upscale magazine, and he wants to do a launch party or a magazine reveal party. I don't know, but he's down there looking at a venue for the event, and he's kind of nervous because he feels like, Sheree gonna be in town, Sheree gonna be there, and he's used to her being, famous and all of that, and the people gonna want to come and see her. Duh, they really not coming for you. But nevertheless, he ends up calling her, making sure she's still coming. She's driving down. I don't know how far Huntsville is from Atlanta. It shouldn't be that far, but I mean, I guess driving would be the better tool. But he's just calling her, making sure she on her way, and she says she's on her way. Now listen, they gonna say Martell brought the people out, but quiet as it's kept, a reality star like Sheree coming down to Huntsville, Alabama, she's bringing the people out. But let's move on. So in the next scene, Mel has decided that she wants to do a little get together to see what happened at the doggone tea party, because she says she feels like, Kiki and Messy Tiff didn't really get off how they needed to get off, and she still feels like they may have some underlying issues that she want to get out. And they do, because, it was the whole thing about Kiki saying she know me, Tiff saying I don't know you, girl, I don't know, whatever. But anyway, so she's got all them girls coming over, but she didn't tell Messy Tiff that she invited Kiki. So when Kiki comes knocking at the door, Messy Tiff feels like, well, girl, you was trying to set me up for the okie doke, ain't you? And, Mel just said she just wanted everything to be a surprise. So now Kiki walks in the doggone door, speaking to everybody except Messy Tiff, as she should. But Kiki, you get on my nerves too. You just as equally annoying as doggone Messy Tiff. But nevertheless, she comes in with an attitude, and they all sit down and they have a good little drink, and it's Kiki. So when they sat down, Kiki says that, the comments that she made about her daddy, they wasn't a dig. But then she kind of gives this backhanded apology, saying, well, I didn't mean it like that, so I'm sorry. Maybe when I get in my head and I get in my feelings, I just be saying any kind of thing. And Messy Tiff was like, it's cool. Well, she turns around and say Mel is glowing, and only 2 things make women glow. And is it a man or is it a baby? Now, we know Mel ain't pregnant, so maybe she got a man. If she do, I hope so, because this is really annoying me. Let's move on. So now Tisha basically feels like the tea party was cool and all of that. But, she don't feel like the girls were able to really communicate and learn how to communicate properly. So she ends up inviting Kimmy and Stormy to dinner. Now, she wants them to be able to, kind of go over what happened at the doggone party and see what they learned and if they feel like anybody still had beef. So, boom, they get down there to the dinner. It's Kimmy, Tisha, and Stormy, and they all having conversations about what happened at the party. And basically, Stormy says she wasn't really feeling all the bougie stuff. The tea party and the etiquette and the yes ma'am and sipping teas and all of that. She said that's really not her. She want to cuss, fuss, and act a goddamn fool and still be a lady. Like she said, I came out my mother's womb a lady. Girl, stop acting crazy. So, okay, boom. So now they having a conversation, and Tisha brings up the fact that, Tiffany running around here saying she don't know Kiki, but last year, she sent that girl a text, which we later found out that basically she just liked the post with somebody saying, bring Kiki back, she gonna be spilling all the teas or whatever. Well, girl, no sooner than she could get that out, Stormy decides to come to her, I don't know what she was coming to, but Stormy decides to tell her that, well, girl, I talked to Tiff, and Tiff said, girl, she wondering how much of an owner are you, because you basically got kicked out your own office, and you must just be an owner on paper. You ain't really no owner. So now Tisha was like, why the hell would she be talking about me and my man? You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, what we did you? Tisha, we always saying that, girl. Everybody who got eyes and ears is saying the same thing. To say you the owner of Scout or the majority owner or whatever you is, he treating you like you the doggone worker, girl. Please. We all saying that. And I don't think that was a dig. Now, should she have said it? No, but Tiff is messy, and here we are. But anyway, Tiff basically said Tisha can't control her man. And where's the lie, Tisha? You cannot control no damn muscle. We know that. We know this. Come on now. We know you can't control no muscle. But I guess she felt some type of way because, girl, you was talking behind my back. I ain't did you nothing or whatever. But Tisha said while she over there talking about me and my man, she need to be worried about hers because they got rumors going around about her man, but I don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting here saying, well, girl, spill the tea. What's going on? Is Big Lou cheating? Is the baby for Big Lou? Girl, we have a lot of questions. Let us know what's going on. Now, Kimmy said she thought the tea party went well and that Tiff really don't know Tisha when Tisha's, up in arms about her man. Like Candy, my man, my man, my man, my man. She was like, basically Messy Tiff better tread light. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just sitting here going, girl, Tiff the kind of girl you could battle her and drag her and she won't even know it because something will throw it off about Tiff. Say what you want. Anyway, let's move on. So now it's the night of the party, girl. Everybody's out. Huntsville is out in these streets. It's looking good. Everybody's out there looking nice in their best dress. They good Easter Sunday clothes. Everybody's dressed to the nines, waiting for this doggone event. Now, Kimmy and doggone Maurice get into their doggone confessional and was just like, I'm wondering if Mel gonna come. Well, Maurice was asking if Mel was gonna come. And, Kimmy was like, girl, boy, Mel is not coming. Don't worry about it. You'll never see that. But anyways, Kiki, Stormy, and Messy Tiff sits down for a conversation. And, Kiki tells Stormy that they went over there by Mel and hashed everything out. So her and Tiff is cool. They at least cordial or whatever the case may be. But when all three of them sit down or whatever the case, Stormy brings up the text message. And Stormy was like, well, girl, I thought you were saying that you didn't know this girl, but last year you text her. And Messy Tiff was like, girl, I liked the comment on Twitter. Like, what is you saying? It's like, it wasn't that deep. Kiki's getting in her feelings because, she got to be known. She want to feel known and feel like she's in the in crowd. And, to be completely honest, I'm not really here for Kiki on this show. I'm sorry. Every time I see her, I just know some mess about to happen. And she's so uncontrollable. You know what I'm saying? But apparently, Kiki has a problem as she always does. And here we are. So Kiki's back beefing with Tiff after she just told her the other day everything was cool. And I'm like, girl, are you bipolar? Well, they couldn't come to a resolve. So, baby, Stormy said, well, let me go get Tisha because Tisha was the one who pulled this tea out. So let's go get Tisha and Tisha could come over and hash it out. Now, Tisha's whole thing is, girl, I ain't got nothing to do with this. Girl, yes, you do. You the one spilled the teas. We need you to come over here and confirm what's going on. So Tisha sits down and tells basically Tiff, yeah, you did heart a comment or whatever the case on Twitter. And, Tiff is standing her ground like, girl, it was just a comment on Twitter. Like, what are we doing here? Like, is it really this deep? But Tisha was like, well, girl, since I got you here, Dad's telling me that you going around talking about me and my man. What's going on? Why you keeping us in your mouth? And Tiff stood on her square. Tiff said, girl, look, I said what I said. I didn't like the fact that he kicked you out your office, and that's supposed to be your office, and you're supposed to be the majority owner. Say what I said. Now, that prompts Kiki to insert herself again. And Kiki was like, first of all, that's my cousin, and you're not gonna say nothing about my cousin or say nothing about me and think it's not gonna get back to me because that's still my cousin. Kiki, not she your cousin. But last season or the season before that, you was dragging your own cousin for Phil. Girl, bye. We are not buying this. We are family. We not buying it. No, you're not family. You are the ops, girl. You are the ops, okay? But anyway, she calls that girl a cuckoo bird, and Tisha had to get up and get her up out of there. Because, Kiki always goes too far. It's like having that cousin out the hood, out the projects who just can't control themselves. You know what I'm saying? And Tisha was like, girl, that girl is pregnant now. You got to stop this. Stop with all of this. You know what I'm saying? But Kiki was like, no, because she just don't understand. You my family, girl. Again, we not buying it, Kiki. We are not buying it. Not y'all family. Girl, bye. Anyway, but kudos to Tisha for getting her up out of there. Because you done told the girl basically she a nut job in her own face. And although I'm not really mad at you for it, we just don't need you to do all of that, Kiki. You doing too much, girl. I don't know, Kiki irks me. Let's move on. So now, after all of that BS, the party is actually off without a hitch. Everybody's there and they dressed to the nines or whatever the case may be. And when Martell and Sheree walks in, I don't know why they just didn't give We Together. Now, listen, I know the conspiracy going around is that they using each other for a storyline, and it makes sense because they both need each other when it comes to that type of thing. But it was really given like you know, we here together physically, but we ain't together. That's what it was given. But Sheree makes her way over to the mother-in-law table. You know, that's what the girls do when they finally get what they do. You know what I'm saying? They got to get in good with the mother-in-law, you know, and say, hey, how y'all doing? Kiss Miss Marlene or whatever the case may be. And then Marceau and Tisha get in their confessional and was like, you know, I'm happy for him. You know what I'm saying? Well, at least Marceau was saying that. He said he's happy that Martell is finally able to, you know, move on in the right direction and, you know, get past the things that he has going on with Mel, because he's seen Martell go through a lot. We've all seen Martell go through a lot. And guess what? We don't give a damn, Marceau. Especially coming from a man like you. Boy, bye. We don't care. Now, Kimmy and Maurice get in their confessional and they were saying basically, I don't know. It's just giving business arrangement. Like, it's giving, like, you know, it's not giving what him and Mel would have done. Because, you know, back in the Gap, they would work the room together. They knew how to play off each other, you know, make everybody feel like, you know, it's a couple thing. You know what I'm saying? But they really giving business arrangement. That's exactly what it is. I'm sorry. So in awkward fashion, Martell gets up and make a speech, basically talking about how he's, you know, thanking everybody except Sheree, mind you. That fool thanked everybody but Sheree about this doggone cover. I didn't particularly care for the cover. It does look like cartoon art, and so Marceau says in his doggone confessional, because it really does look like cartoon art. But he get up there and he's happy about his cover. So he thanks everybody except Sheree. Didn't even acknowledge her. Maybe he did acknowledge her and they just didn't put it in the show. I'm not sure, but I just didn't like that for you, Sheree. Sheree, I didn't like that for you. I feel like you could have did better. You are that girl. You are the it girl in Huntsville, Alabama. Ain't no way he's supposed to be getting up there giving a whole doggone thing and leave you stuck in a doggone audience like Carisha was when Puff got up and got his doggone award and thanked everybody under the sun except her. We not about to do that, okay? But anyway, once he comes down off the stage, he came down off the stage and she was like, you did a good job, baby. And I'm sitting here going, this is so fake, y'all. It's just so fake. But he comes down off the stage and he's going around working the room without her. Now, this is a picture of the doggone cover. Again, like I said, it's giving Family Guy. It's giving Animation 2.0. It's giving Cartoon Network. Now, I don't know nothing about no upscale magazine. Never heard of it. But you done got your little 2 seconds of fame through Martell. But anyway, so now, you know, Messy Tiff is over there squirming in her pregnant belly. She cannot believe that Sheree's walking around unhanded. So she feels like this is the best time for me to go over there and get her and grab her and get all up in their business. Now, Tiff, I've always called you messy from the beginning, and you are that. But let me just say this. Sheree really ain't the one you want to tongue wrestle with, but hey, let's go. So now she sees Sheree and was like, hey, girl, what's going on? I never met you, girl. And, you know, Sheree was like, oh, hey, what's going on? I heard about you or whatever. She said, well, girl, let's go over here and have a conversation. Like, let's talk, you know what I'm saying? So Sheree was like, well, okay, girl, let's go sit down. There's nothing, you know, it's cool. Now, all the while, Tiff is in her confessional saying, you know, she want to ask the real question. She want to know what's going on, you know what I'm saying, about Sheree and Martell. And I'm sitting here saying, girl, this is none of your business. Now, I know you pregnant and you holding on to your belly because you think that's going to save you. But where I'm from, somebody would have said, girl, your face ain't pregnant and would have bopped you, okay? I'm not condoning violence, but that's just how I be where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? But she sits her down, and the first question she asked her was, have you ever met Mel? And Sheree was like, well, you know, I met her, but it wasn't like formally, and it was way before all of this. She was like, I met her at a book signing, and I even have a picture with her and Lil Martell. And so this girl is over here, Tiff, saying, so wait a minute, his children be around you and you've never met her? And she was like, well, no, not formally. They got their thing going on or whatever. I'm trying to let them figure out their little thing or whatever. But no, we haven't formally met other than us at the doggone book signing. So now this makes Messy Tiff even more messy. And she goes on to ask her, well, girl, so how you feel like being with a known cheater? And Sheree was like, well, girl, first of all, I don't condone that. But let me just say this. Just like he's a cheater, I watched the show Fat, you a cheater too. So what is you saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, cheating be everybody cheating. Like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? And so Kimmy is over there looking from afar, and Kimmy was like, girl, look, I hope that girl is over there being nice to Sheree, because, you know, this ain't the time and this ain't the girl. You know what I'm saying? At least Kimmy knows what's going on. But anyway, so now they get back over there, and, you know, Tiff just has to keep poking the bell. You know, that's what she likes to do, and then play victim. Now, I see later on her husband gonna want to get mad because Martell checked her ass, but he ain't say that when Maurice checked her, but that's a whole other thing. You feel what I'm saying? So the next question Messy Tiff has to ask if basically Sheree believes that he's really over Mel. So Sheree goes, well, as far as I know, he's over Mel. Like, I don't see no signs of him tripping about no Mel. And, this makes Messy Tiff go, well, girl, word on the curb, because you wasn't over here. But when they had the last event, girl, he was running behind her. What is you saying? Walking her to the car, like, trying to see what's going on. And, Sheree was like, okay, that's fine. That's the mother of his children. He should want to make sure that he was okay, that she was okay. I'm sorry. But the thing is, it was truth in what Tiff was saying. It was more than him just wanting to make sure that she was okay. He was running behind her. But in my belief, let me say something. It was not Tiff's place to even go over there asking that girl that line of questioning. Period. Like, and I thought I wanted Sheree to go off on her the way she normally do in Atlanta. But I believe Sheree was trying to just be calm or whatever, because she didn't want to start no mess in the streets of Huntsville. But in my opinion, you should have cussed her ass out, pregnant and all. Said what I said. She's minding the business that does not pay her. So I don't know. But anyway, Tiff was like, girl, look, it's obvious everybody in the world thinks that or knows that Martell still is in love with Mel. So you need to stop the cap, basically, is what she was saying. But after she tells her about him following her around and all of that, Tiff goes on to ask her how she feel about dating a cheater. And we already said that earlier. Like she said, girl, you are a known cheater, girl. You said that you and your husband cheated before, so you are not the one to throw those stones, fat. So now the comment or the question that would have took me out, it would have had me cuss Messy Tiff out, was when Tiff said, so you think you putting it down like that? And then get in her confessional and then say, oh, she's closer to Marlene's age. First of all, you wish you looked like her. Sheree is a beautiful girl. Let's just start there. She's a very beautiful girl. Messy Tiff, you might need to take some notes to whatever she's doing. And then number two, girl, now you done crossed the line, fat. Now you worry about what's going on in the bedroom. And that is so beyond you. Now, I get it. You tried to be cordial, Sheree, but I believe you should have ripped her head off, because she's not ready for the level of petty that you can give to her. Just period. And I go on Twitter and then I see that all the girls are giving it up for Tiff. Oh yeah, Tiff. None of y'all never gave a damn about Tiff. Y'all just happy that Tiff is tearing down Sheree because Sheree's dating Martell. It's kind of giving obsessive, I ain't gonna lie, because that line of questioning was so rude and so like uncalled for and evasive. And like I said, if I was Sheree, I would have read her down. But anyway, let's move on to the next scene. So now we move into the last scene. Sheree comes over to Martell house and he over there playing like he's studying. Child, please. I don't understand. But anyway, I wanted to know, why is she coming over there? She ain't spend the night? You had to get her a room, make it make sense. Or is this what y'all doing for the camera? Or is this just the business arrangement that we all think it is? I don't know what's going on. But she knocks on the door, child. And he gets up and opens the door. And he lets her in. And they go sit down and they having a conversation about the party. And, she was like, everything was good. First of all, she congratulated him on doing the studying. And I was just like, girl, he playing. He ain't studying for real. Nevertheless, she asked him about his mindset on the blended families thing. And, he's over there acting all shy because he really don't want to tell her that he's still in love with Mel and hope that he can get a second chance. And I'm just sitting here going, this conversation is cringe. I'm sorry. But he lets her know that they got a lot of hurdles to get over, him and Mel, because, they got to figure out their separation thing and trying to figure out how they going to co-parent. Now, he did get into the confessional and say that Sheree was wifey material because she caters to her man and she's submissive. Boy, y'all don't even live in the same state. You don't know how Sheree is. And furthermore, being submissive ain't wifey material for everybody. And shit, how wifey material can she be and submissive if she round there and can't get she by Sheree off the ground? She need to submit to she by Sheree. So now Sheree tells Martell that Messy Tiff pulled her aside down there at the party and told her that you was around there running behind Mel at this other event that y'all had, trying to walk her to the car and basically stalking and harassing the girl. And the girl couldn't get no relief. And Sheree wanted to know, so, okay, girl, like, what's going on? Is you really running around here stalking and harassing your ex? Like, is that really what's happening? Now Martell looks like, what? And first of all, it looks like the child who knows, the child lying, you know what I'm saying? So when you ask them something, they just have this overly shocked like reaction. That's the look Martell was giving her. Martell was like, no, not at all. I wasn't running behind her. She was sitting way over there and I was over here minding my business. Now, when she decided to get ready to leave, as a man, any woman, I would walk them to the car, but especially the mother of my kids. Now, this is the BS doggone response that he gives her. Listen, I'm almost sure there were other women in there, and I'm pretty sure you didn't walk all of them out when they decided to leave at the end of the night. So after that, she then goes on to say that basically Tiff told her that, asked her how I feel to be dating a known cheater. And she told Tiff, girl, bye, you cheated too. You forgot I watched the show. So after she tells her that, now Tiff is over there standing with a dick look. That's what we used to call it back in the day. But she's standing over there looking crazy because she's just like, how dare you bring that back on me? Girl, y'all, you and Big Lou, Tiff and Big Lou are the last ones to comment on anybody's anything, because they whole relationship just seemed like fake. It just seemed like Drew and Ralph. It's giving Drew and Ralph. But anyway, so then she goes on to tell him that this girl basically violated her by saying that what you think, because you putting it down like that. You know what I mean? Like, basically insinuating you putting it down like that, he ain't gonna do the same thing to you. Tiffany was out of line and out of pocket. Just period. You don't know nothing about this girl, and you coming to this lady basically talking about her intimate details of her relationship, all because somebody either whispered in your ear and told you to go do that, or you just that messy in real life, which I kind of feel that you are. It's just giving desperate, tired, and you should have other fish to worry about, like the one swimming around in your belly. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, Tiffany has way more things to deal with, because they said they got rumors out there in Huntsville about her husband, and I'm trying to figure out when we're gonna bring those to the forefront. Tisha, it's time to bring out the receipts. Now, Martell got into his doggone confessional and said he's going to have to confront Tiff about this, because she don't need to be speaking about his relationship, especially to that magnitude, to somebody he's dating, his suitor. This boy going to call Sheree everything except his old lady, and it's really driving me and my homegirls. Nevertheless, listen. Now, I see later on the foreshadowing that he's going to either confront Tiff, or Big Lou going to try to step in the way and say, don't confront my wife. Big Lou, put a muzzle on that bitch. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't have these problems. And Martell, stop confronting women. You giving real queen like they say. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, Tiff is starting these fires, and she need to get cussed out. Period. Just period. But that was the end of the episode, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all thought. It was kind of dry. I ain't gonna lie. Love and Marriage Huntsville, it's the same song and dance literally every doggone episode. Like, it's the same retired recycled beef. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm kind of over it, but I'm gonna try to hang on in there. Anyways, y'all let me know what y'all think. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on TikTok, and I'll see y'all hoes later. Bye.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo dog time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.